If you notice, the narcissist, they can't be present with their toxic relationship, it seems. Not as much as they want you to be present with it, right? A lot of times with narcissists, it's all about relationships. It's all about not just relationships, babes. It's about what I mean is, that's what they mainly are talking about, concerned about, and it's not the way that you think. Like how you have integrated yourself just because you were there, you are getting known because you're there. It's not like that. It's more like these people get a little bit too like more real than minding your own business kind of thing. And right now with there's this Sun Pluto square building up, it's going to be exact tomorrow. Anybody that lives as a control freak, that now this includes people that handle other people as, again, it's just control freak. It's just handling is another way to say it. There's problems there. They are actually going to feel the starvation sensation where they're not going to be able to get satisfied very well, but they will be prevalent. It's just sad that, with the Scorpio moon uh, just happening as the full moon, and then the polarity is the Taurus sun. It's right at the beginning of the Taurus, so the main theme is getting our value system together. Taurus rules our monies, our own savings, and then Scorpio rules other people's monies and their own ability, you know, to give or save. And it's a big mess, if you ask me, the way that the system. I don't see how that people think that anybody has any money at all. So, having said that, to think that you're going to work a job that's not the government job, like get the career, make sure, like an education anymore is just that you get trained to have a certain skill. Mainly, if you can imagine with how fake the education system is, really, when you're just working for a hidden hand that wants chaos in people's lives, just for people to remain um, up in the air about every single aspect of their lives. Really, it's just a big crock of shit. I'm not kidding. I mean, if you knew. Anyway, how do we solve this problem? We have the problem, if you ask me, that the story of Christ, that life, it's a if it's a real or not, it's a hell of an enigma. Like, well, what's the point of that? I mean, who did you walk out of the theater feeling like that you could relate with at all? Was it just the violin that was playing in the background? You know what I mean? God. Yeah, the full moon in Scorpio at 4 degrees opposes the sun and it squares Pluto, and so the main stupid theme. Pluto is always going to be testing the entire human population about what's the more solid truth, what's really going to help, what's really going to help us, friend, friend. Friend? See, Aquarius rules friends. And boy, is it going to get creepy by the time before it gets any better. Because, first of all, we live in a world right now that narcissists do not know what a friend is. And when I say narcissist, babes, you know what? It's a soft spot for me because all we're talking about really are highly, highly abused people. They received heavy duty neglect and outrageous abuse at an early age, and but really you can receive it at any age and become rendered into this place, which is argumentative, argue arguable. And they are argumentative. That's all that they can ever, they don't seem to you know you can get locked in. Anybody can get those traits just trying to be heard, or actually just to try to get yeah, I was just saying, back way up. See, that's why what the story of Christ is, it says, you know what, until this monetary system is abolished, you let go even a murderer. That's what the story pointed at. And I'm not saying it's like a literal and thing. It's like anybody who's misbehaving and rendered into a fucking spam ola because of that system, and whatever holds people captive enough to where, oh my God, babes, I managed to make a little bit of an escape with my kind of my natural physical life, not free of having been hit, um, say even by the medical system for sure, because at an early age they're screwing with you. If it's anything that we have shit in our teeth that we're wondering, why do we have so much of that? We didn't have problems. The only problem now is that we have this in our teeth. Big fucking business out there. Big business. This is the education system, which what is backed by money. And it has nothing to do with do we feel good or not. It's just really what does money get? Oh my God, man. Look at the fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. It's so weird. It's so stupid. It's the beginning. I mean, it's happening now. I love the way I have been feeling. See, the only way is to rise above and go after your love. What makes you feel good? Mainly be grateful for what you have, what little it is. Conjure up gratitude that is beyond the feeling of scarcity. Just saying, this is all I need, and man, this is more than enough, right? This is a dream that most people wish they would have. I mean, I know that I could say that genuinely, but what can we do with it? What can we do with it if it's just stuff, right? I don't like having stuff laying around that I don't use after a while. And being here on what is pretty much, I'm in a place in my life is nobody's business but mine, really. But um, uh, uh, because I happen to know myself pretty good, I would say that it's not far. This is not far from the truth. I'm not saying that I need people or somebody because I have no way to help myself. No, the place that I'm sitting on, if anything, God has it, will have it, that if my spirit begins to suffer enough. See, the thing is that I don't want to lose this place, but see, um, I'm already suffering a lot of stuff. There's a lot of personal shit. See, we all have this life that is. Does money fix it? No. And I'm not complaining about my life. Like I said, I am grateful for every little bit of the problems I think I have. And really, the way that if you want all of these things that people chase after, synthetically, they want all of this kind of a life that so-called feels good or looks good or anything like that. Well, I hate to say this like this, but like you want to look beautiful or something, just smile. Just smile. See, I do that, try to do that more doing these videos, even though I'm seeing something that can only make you more and more bitter, more and more ugly, more and more worse. And you've probably seen that here too. As time goes on, we're going to see the authentication of expressions that comes about when you don't live the lie, and you see that it's like, what is the use whether you live the lie or you don't? um for one, who cares? It's a, yeah, it's a weird place of, well, for me, i'm not going to talk I'm not going to post this video, but I'm doing work for me. I know what it is to look at the shadow and make, just don't go there with other people. You have to make sacrifices early to just don't make that a priority. Don't make the fear mind a priority to listen to. Know that you have a creative life waiting that doesn't hang on to what's trying to break all around us. Yeah. See, uh, some people do it better than others. They kind of just make sure that it's like, you know what, nah, this isn't really getting off the ground. I don't care how fucking much you think that I have to go and pedal and work. It's not solely up to me to, what, Shauna? Well, with me, with a lot of people, it's to take care of children. And it's ridiculous because there's like usually like maybe one breadwinner, but then another one has to be a breadwinner because that's just the way. And man, there's a lot of about the economy that makes it impossible. It's so sad and disgusting. You can feel. See, this is the the Scorpio vibration, Taurus vibration coming up square Pluto. Friend, do you think we can create a better association so that we don't need any money at all? I just felt whatever hung up Jesus over there get really, really paranoid, and even, yeah, getting back to Jesus. By the way, Jesus was a Jew, right? Jesus was Jewish, and those were his people that hung him up. I guess that will tell you how smart they are, maybe. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't even think that those are really a people, because I heard, like, you can hear all kinds of different people, from Chinese to black to just white, or just, olive skin or whatever, Italian looking. They're all saying they're Jewish. Why am I talking about this? Well, maybe it's just a religion or a mentality. Anyway, let's get back to what I was trying. Oh, fucking hey. Why not? Why don't we talk about it? We're talking about the subject matter of money, and then you wonder who falls hard for it, so hard that it makes it more real than friends. Friends, can we just be? See, you get the idea that there is a handicap on the planet. It's severely degraded um, presences. I mean, they can't. If their life depended on it, they could not roll a golf ball through a gutter. But the money thing, they think it's well worth a try, and then but even still, it doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. See, that's what I mean. That's why you have money. They will pay somebody to make it look like that they have easily rolled golf balls through a gutter when somebody else did it for them. They had to pay them to do a simple thing. Sometimes it's a simple thing. Oh man, I hate to talk about it because we're beyond that now. What is money doing now? You know, if you want to know, if you want to imagine, it's been doing something generationally, which I don't doubt morphs as far as, well, what do we need to knock back now, or how do we need it to operate now in order to do what? Good question. It depends on whose hands it is in. The last time that Jupiter, and that usually kind of rules our money, but it doesn't have to. Um, Venus is more pointing at our money matters and our value system. Jupiter just expands whatever mess it's hitting. So we have Jupiter in the mess that Taurus is, the Taurian part of mankind, which is to get their values together, where Uranus is there now doing an unpredictable shake about this and says, yeah, and it's actually Mother Earth. If you really want to know what the solution is to all of these hang-ups that, say, the financial institution, you know, people don't really go like this enough to realize that this was manufactured. They create shortages. Look at the crap that they have us building with. I insist on looking at that, and then all of this so-called, out of thin air with the bad language, the laws that they come up with, and then they start, well, yeah, the taxing of the people, and never should people take it ever, none of it so seriously. They need to understand that those are shackles coming after them. What is it? Well, why do you think that, Shauna? Why don't you aren't you grateful for the roads? You hear that, like, we wouldn't have roads and electricity and stuff. It's like, um, you can't force people to give money to things that they don't want to pay into, unless it serves them in a certain way. You know what I mean? I mean, unless there's just coherent communications and agreement. And a lot of us don't agree on a lot of things. I mean, imagine. I mean, Tesla would say, well, no, we can do it completely different as far as how do we get electricity. Anybody else could have, maybe based on what we look around and what they have hidden. The truth is, people, nobody has the capacity to even think about it. A lot of stuff is obscured from generation to the next, one generation to the next, which is only 40 years on top of 40 years. And by the time one 40-year generation is getting old enough to see something, the other generation is like hell-bent, gone forgetful, and it's just a big throw up in the suction of IQ into something that middle generation is left going, huh? I thought I was on to a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, but I think that uh, real life intelligence, how to do anything, has been just, it's nil. It's nil in people, um, mainly because they think they need to be told or to go to school about things, and really all they need to be is exposed to other people minding their own business this way, but they don't. It's the money run that says, well, it's rare. It's just a niche, and I hate to sound so pathetic, um, because I see, I'm a genuine protester. There's a lot of people that are wearing masks just to make money, and I'll say, you know what? I have not been in that game for so long. It's been really tough. It's been terrible. It doesn't feel good. I've tried to keep up with just to make money to get food, and that's what people are really trying to do. And what I'm looking at is like everybody is sitting um, for vultures to come and eat them. Whether it's like, okay, so, oh, are you happy there, friend, friend? You look so happy here. Can I just jump on top of you? Your happiness. I am miserable. Oh, and see, but the thing is how does anything like that get close to you unless you've fallen off and you weren't really that happy? When you're maintaining a vibrational frequency that is of joy, it's hard for that kind of it for you to be taken over by truly kind of malicious and sad and deranged people, and there is where I dare say that, well, and it is said this way. Anybody would say that this is the right thing. And I say, no, it isn't. No, something needs to fucking be fixed. They say that, no, if you get a job and you get enough money, it'll protect you from those kinds of people. And it's like, nope, nope. That's just an excuse. Money is just a pass. Just like you need a doctor's note in case, I don't know about you, but I had to. It's like I was the one that made them enforce the laws to make sure that the child brings a doctor's note to prove that the doctor says that in fact, yes, that they had pneumonia, and that's why they missed 2 weeks of school. So money is a pass that is akin to that. But in this case, money, for the case of the organism, the school is the truth where is reality where the truth is located at. They have all closed their accounts. Now, why is it? Why is their account so closed? They don't have freedom to go and find it, go and see. See, the best thing you can do is like, okay, so if you accumulate a lot of money, what do you want to do now? You can go, you should go and look at the pyramids. You should go look at the pyramids on this planet. Look at something that looks like it's like, you know what, something else was here doing something better than we were doing it. And see, you wouldn't see this is the thing is you don't know how to think about it. They're feeding you full of shit and you just need to realize, no, look at what we found out about it. Oh God, I know I sound really, I'm nothing but stressed out. It's because of it's because I'm doing my part. See, I was going to tell you how I make money, how I've always made money, how, I don't know, it's not making money. No, I'm not saying that I've ever made money being a protester against money, you know what I'm saying? But I'm getting ready to do that. I've already, God has already shown me something that says, no, this will be total comedy because it'll not only wake people up to like, it's like, wait a minute, are we really making sense out of it like that? Because it doesn't make sense. SCENT, sorry, God, CENT. Um, yeah, no, to be somebody who says, no, I don't have. See, this would be the thing. Is like, no, I'm not trying to wear a label, even though I can serve perfectly well doing something, anything. That's not who I am. I can say that I am love. See, that's what I want to do is say that's my advertisement. Say that I'm a human being. I'm achieved as a pure awareness. I can pretty much learn anything that I apply myself to. It's hard to find anything worth a damn, right, until you find that it's paying off and taking care of your worries. Um, I happen to think it's time to just halt a little bit, do without a little bit. See if you don't. Too many people. This is such a mess on this fucking planet. But we're gonna learn how to don't. If Mother Earth or Virgin Earth or whatever you want to call it, I like the term virgin better. But if the wrath of Earth comes up and tries to swallow civilizations down with just, really, it's just, somebody gets pissed and says, you know what, this is enough suffering and it's just not what we had in mind for this. Nobody's impressed. And they just send it under the ocean or make it so devastating that it's like, you know what we intend for the potential of the organism is to be as strong as it can be by being more creative than thinking that money is what solves their problems. Money, I keep bagging on that subject matter, but look um what uh, what's behind it. Nobody ever wants to think of that because you know why? They don't want to starve. They don't want to die. And I'm seeing more and more, it's kind of getting on Facebook where the posts are showing something like, well, what was the thing that it said about death? It's like, man, if you're not living an honorable life, if it's no wait, courage is just the ability to fight, fight almost for death or something. It's like knowing that death is around the corner or something. And it's like, yeah, I know. There seems to be something incubated up that talk about death, Hans. This is Scorpio moon material. Might as well clear out my fucking photos because I'm making this weird ass fucking video. And it's like everybody needs to hear something to release their minds from being jacked so hard. Even though you can't get away from this feeling. It's all of humanity's shadow. And it's like it goes a little something like this as far as how that it's a moon that's ruled by Pluto. And but and so but then you look at Pluto and it's in the house of friend, friend, friend. Can you tell us what a good friend really is? Answer is, and they talk about it's 80% of people are struggling with narcissism. No, I'm pretty sure it's 99.99% of people who, I don't know about narcissism, but they don't really know what a good friend is. Nope. If just only 25% knew and they band together and says, this is the way we want to live as having become useful to one another, interdepending, that we do the right things, not for each other, but for ourselves, and come back and contribute, 25% can hold out and say, you know what, fuck you, and we don't even need money. Give us the right to become sovereign away from whatever this is, and see that the technological arena is what sucks people into wanting to make money because it just feels so good to have a car, right? Have a helicopter, have all of the technological advances, but imagine how that those things might have um, been designed if it was under the watch of a civilization that knew that it was kind of like it was just a game, and let's see how cool we can get. Well, that's where I say, well, you know what? Stop. Go look at the pyramids. Go visit pyramids and then contemplate, like look at it. Is there hieroglyphs of spaceships and stuff on there? Why don't we see those? And see, when you see like the Edison company flying around a helicopter that is virtually silent, silenced because they're putting wind towers up, weaponry, and it's like that thing is. See, my point is, they can make quiet cars. Forever, they could have made quiet cars. We just entered into this hideous era of, if you can imagine, the people with Uranus and Neptune in Aries, which is kind of resetting now, these egos, particularly Uranus in Aries, they are, I don't know, it's just generational where, I don't know, don't blame it on fucking Aries. Look at Leo. Look at the Leonian generation. That, it's just for attention, right? If you have a loud muffler. Yeah, it's a big, steaming, egoic mess. Mess and a half. I'm going to edit this video because some of it was kind of. You want to be careful about what you say nowadays, right? Uh, there's a lot in the air, like I said, with this T-square. It's the worst thing to happen to the fact that there is a Jupiter conjunct Uranus. What is going to happen within the next some odd days for some people? See, you can't go back to the old ways. If you're trying to bring old, if you're trying to hide inside of new people your old, vices and stuff, if those people are any kind of newness of your real life, like the life that we're trying to live now, they're going to try and pull you out of it and say, come on, yeah, just they have compassion that you're stuck in the 40s. We could be, you know, we are going through something. And, and I'll talk more. It's because this is what Rudolf Steiner tells us when you look into his work. He just exposes. He says the compound that they will be coming up with, they've already worked on, and it will be administered, and they got everybody to take it in the vaxes.